I'm David Faverio. I'm a founding member of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, other known as AVCCI. I am the chair of the Sustainability Committee. We look to educate people and businesses on how to be more sustainable and how to introduce sustainability into their business to be more efficient in their operations. I'm also the president of Pupfish Sustainability Solutions. Pupfish's data destruction methods are AAA NAID certified through iSigma, which certifies our adherence to the highest security and ethical standards in the data destruction industry. We operate on a zero landfill policy, which means nothing winds up in the landfill. Everything's 100% repurposed or recycled back into the U.S. manufacturing stream. And Pupfish received our certified B Corporation status in 2021, and we are proud to be a force for the local and global good.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Mitchell, founding member of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Visit us at www.avcci.us and become a member today. I'm also the owner of Emerald City Ventures. I work with Gen X women who find themselves in a pattern of stopping and starting and starting and stopping. And we reunite you with that version of yourself that you've been trying to reach for years. And she's in there. We're going to bring her out. So visit us at www.kimm.co or email me at theowner@emeraldcityventures.net.
Hi, I'm Steve Turner and excited to be a part of the American Virtual Chamber of Commerce, AVCCI. I am the owner and operator of Solomon Turner Public Relations in St. Louis, author of the book PR That Works, and a national speaker. We solve the problems of helping companies build their brand through PR strategies in this crazy era of AI. Solomon Turner helps business owners better connect with their customers and communities that they serve for the long term, and we help sales and marketing with long-term growth by using these PR strategies. We have clients nationwide. We've worked with a lot of people you would know, such as celebrities as Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Steve Forbes, and many corporations like Northwestern Mutual. So I invite you to reach out. Love to talk to you, meet you, and have a conversation. And feel free to email or call at the numbers provided. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Devecioglu, your host. I'm welcoming you episode 188. We are in Season 6 in the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. Quote of the day. As you know, we have a great partnership with our friends in missionstatements.com, and here is the quote of the day. Experience is not what happens to a man, it is what a man does with what happens to him. Okay, great. Well, I have a great guest today in the American Business Podcast. I'm going to invite our guest to our stage, and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Todd. Welcome to the American Business Podcast.
Hello, Kevin. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you very much for being with us. How are you? How is your week going so far?
I'm having a fantastic week. We've gotten a lot of work done, and we've got a little bit of time left to get a little more done.
That sounds great. Yes. Yes. Where are you connecting out of?
I'm calling from Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a beautiful, sunny, 90-degree day today.
Sounds beautiful. Yeah, this is great. Well, in the American Business Podcast, us being a national podcast, we welcome business professionals and leaders from different parts of the country. And I'm glad that you are joining us today. And let's get the conversation started, if that's okay. As a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our listeners and to our viewers?
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. So I'm Todd Thomas, and I'm the founder of Woodchuck AI. Woodchuck is a waste diversion company. So we really address two major global problems. The world has way too much waste. We are filling up our landfills. We need to reduce our waste. At the same time, there's a massive growing need for energy. Our energy needs are just exploding. So we are really addressing both of those problems by tying them together. We take waste primarily from construction and manufacturing companies. We divert that away from landfills, and we convert it and use it to generate renewable energy. So we're really reducing waste and increasing the supply of renewable energy. So it's really an elegant solution that addresses both by connecting them together. I started writing articles and books about this subject because I found that there's a lot of misinformation about energy and energy sources and what our real energy choices are. My most recent book is called Hyperscale. It's available on Amazon, and it really explores AI, data centers, and this massive growth in global energy capacity.
Well, I love it. We always welcome published authors in the American Business Podcast. We love books. We appreciate them. It's a great way to continuously learn and improve ourselves as professionals. So I'm glad that you join us, and I'm glad that you are talking about your book. And as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, we started America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, powered by the American Business Podcast. And that's America's first digital-first, national and media-backed Chamber of Commerce. And because it's virtual, we are connecting professionals all over the country, in every single corner of the country in the US, and we are proud of it. And we have different committees, and one of our committees is about books, published books. We call this Executive Business Book Club. So I'll make sure to mention your book to our co-chairs of our Executive Book Club at AVCCI, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And also we also have a sustainability committee. We talk about sustainability as well. So I'll make sure to make introductions to our co-chairs in sustainability committee as well, because you talk about waste, you talk about how to address it. These are very important subjects, and it goes under the concept of sustainability. So I'm sure they're going to be also listening and watching these episodes. I'm looking forward to next conversations after this episode. This is great. Appreciate it. Okay, great. Well, would you please tell us about your career journey? I'm really curious. How did you get started? How your career journey has unfolded over the years?
So I've had, I'd say perhaps a unique, eclectic background. I've been able to work in a number of different industries. I've been in construction, manufacturing, insurance, automotive, and I'd say the common thread has always been emerging technologies, utilizing the most recent technologies to really drive new efficiencies and to identify and take advantage of new commercialization opportunities. Now, the last 5 to 10 years, a lot of that has been AI, AI-driven platforms. And so my most recent venture, Woodchuck, is an AI platform where we are leveraging existing image recognition AI technologies to really help us flip the script on waste hauling and material recovery. This is an industry that is, to date, primarily been really devoid of technology, very labor intensive, not very efficient, fairly expensive. And so we're able to leverage this new technology and drive considerable efficiencies that allow us to reduce waste for our clients, which also reduces the cost quite a bit, and drives more energy. So the beautiful thing about it is, I think lots of people want to make the environmentally friendly choices when it comes to waste and recycling. But they're always thinking, okay, well, I want to do that, but how much more is it going to cost me? Well, we believe very firmly that sustainability done correctly is based on efficiency and should in fact reduce your cost. And I would even go further and say, if the solution or the process that you are suggesting is not financially sustainable, well, then it's not sustainable. It has to be financially sustainable. And sustainability done well drives efficiency, which should reduce cost.
What is the secret of your success?
Always learning. Recognize that there are always people that know more than you do. You can learn from everybody. There are always new technologies, new ideas, new processes, new companies. So don't just get stuck in the way you've always done it. Like that's, the way we've always done it is a big risk. But more than that, I would say proactively be in the always learning mindset. Always be educating yourself on what are the new things that are coming. Is this something that can help my business? Is this something that I need to know about in order to be a better business person and in order to drive more value to my clients? Because the flip side is, your competitors are doing that. Your competitors are looking at ways that they can improve their processes, improve the value they bring. So if you are not doing that, eventually your competitors are going to pass you by.
I love this mindset. That's one of my favorites. Always being in the learning mode and keeping the open mind and keep learning. This is really inspiring. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Would you please tell us about your industry a little bit? What is the state of your industry?
So we're at a really exciting point in where we sit. The demand for AI and AI services is just exploding. Nobody can get enough of it. Even people that don't think they're using it, they use it all the time because it's now built into all of our digital products. So AI is everywhere. It's absolutely ubiquitous. And this is driving a real physical impact, right? So AI lives in the cloud and it's a digital service, but there's a real physical footprint. Every time you make an AI request, that request has to go to an AI data center in order to calculate the response and send it back to you. Big tech is building data centers as fast as they can. It's the biggest surge in construction in decades, and it's driving a huge need for more energy. So what we're really seeing is it's almost like the next reindustrialization of America. So we're seeing this interesting convergence of big tech, power utilities, construction, developers, and Woodchuck kind of sits right in the middle of that really fun and fast-moving environment. So we can work with contractors and big tech companies and big utility companies to help, as we're building these data centers, to do it as efficiently as possible and make these job sites efficient, make sure the waste gets turned into something of value instead of just shipped off to landfills. And I will tell you, here's a stat. In the United States last year, the United States paid $2 billion in waste hauling fees to haul $1 billion worth of recoverable materials and bury them in landfills. We paid $2 billion to bury $1 billion worth of resources. That's just crazy. Woodchuck is really taking a new view of this and saying, look, let's not bury all these resources. Let's use them for their next highest, best use. And it's really by turning waste into valuable materials that really flips the script and makes the math really attractive.
How does it work?
So basically, if you go to a job site today, say a new data center is being built in your community, you go to that data center and watch the construction. There's typically, a huge steel box, right? A big 40-yard roll-off. I think everybody recognizes those, just these huge steel boxes. And you go to a construction site and everybody throws everything in there. They're throwing wood and sheet metal and drywall and electrical wires and a Burger King bag and a pizza box, and everything goes in there. And it all gets smashed together and mixed together, and it's just a big, huge pile of trash. And then the garbage truck comes and pulls that away and drives to the landfill where they pay additional fees to bring it into the landfill, and all that material gets buried. That's standard operating procedure right now today on almost every construction site. Well, what Woodchuck does, we go to a job site and we set up multiple material containers. We put one for wood, one for cardboard, one for plastic, one for metal. We can do concrete, we can do asphalt. As many material streams as they have, we can set collections. Then we put a camera, we put an AI-enabled image recognition system onto the dumpster, essentially turn it into a smart dumpster. So then what we want people to do, we separate those materials and put only wood in the wood container, only cardboard in the cardboard container. And if you make a mistake and put the wrong thing in there, the AI will recognize that and let you know to get that corrected. So at the end of the day, when we pull a container of pure wood, we take that wood, we process it into biomass, and we deliver it to our energy partners that use that to generate renewable energy. We take the cardboard and we put it into big bales. So loose cardboard mixed with other stuff is trash. If you take just cardboard and you bale it up into great big 1,000-pound bales, that's now a commodity and you can sell that. You can get $40 a ton for baled cardboard. Plastic, you can get $90 a ton for baled plastic. So now all of a sudden, all of these materials that we're paying to bury in landfills now are commodities that have value that we can sell and generate soft revenue. So it's a different system, it's a different process, it's AI enabled, but it really makes a dramatic impact. We just completed a huge project for one of our biggest clients, Walbridge Construction. They did a job for Ford, and we saved them $1.6 million in a single project.
That's amazing. So in your business model, just a follow-up question. So who are you partnering with? Who is your ideal partner or client to work with to grow these model, the reach?
So right now we're really leaning into the AI data center growth and the EV battery factory growth. Both of those, there's just tons of construction. As the demand for AI increases and the need to electrify everything increases, there's just huge construction going on in both of those areas. So we work with major national contractors that are building these buildings and really for their end clients. So the big technology companies that are building all of these data centers, Amazon, Google, Oracle, and the automakers that are building these battery factories. So when we divert all of this waste and turn it into value, we track all of that in the woodchuck.ai platform, and we provide really detailed sustainability reports that show them exactly how much material was recovered, where all of that material went. In the case of wood in particular, we will tell them how much CO2 was avoided and how many megawatts of renewable energy was produced. And we can even tell them what neighborhoods and businesses were supported by that renewable energy. So it's really valuable to not just to the construction companies, but also to their end clients. It gives them clear, concise, certified data that shows them, yes, you did in fact divert 10,000 tons of wood, and that generated 16,000 avoided tons of CO2. It generated 10,000 megawatts of renewable electricity, and here's the data to prove that you achieved all of those goals. And they can share that with their investors, with their clients. They can share it with the media. It becomes very powerful.
They can share with us, the American Business Podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They can share the American Business Podcast.
Yes,
absolutely.
that's what I was thinking about when I was listening to it. So why don't we know that? So I think that's a great idea. We should talk about this after this recording. That will be a great partnership. Okay, well, let's talk about the impact of AI a little bit. You just mentioned that it's in the gist, it's in the core of your business model. This question is more in general. Based on your observation, how do you see the impact of AI on business nowadays? In general, how do you see the businesses are adapting or struggling to adapt? What is your observation?
Hi, I'm Christine Daniels. I'm a high-performance coach, executive strategist, and keynote speaker. I'm also a founding member of America's first virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the co-chair of the Leadership and Management Growth Committee. I run my own business. It's a coaching and consulting practice. The work I do is about developing leaders, building stronger teams, and integrating high performance with personal alignment, that inner work that makes the outer work sustainable. I deliver this through executive coaching, leadership development, and strategy work with executives, founders, and leadership teams. Before this chapter of my career, I spent over 25 years across capital markets, family office investing, and venture capital. One of the things I value most about AVCCI is what it actually is: a national community where professionals, business owners, and organizations connect, collaborate, and amplify each other's work. Building a business is one thing. Building it with the right relationships, the right visibility, and the right network across the country, that is something else entirely. And AVCCI is where that happens. If this sounds like the kind of community you've been looking for, we would love to have you. Learn more at avcci.us and learn more about my work at christineadaniels.com. I look forward to connecting.
What is your observation?
So obviously AI is the hot topic and everybody's talking about it, but really AI is a big umbrella. It's not one thing, right? It's a whole bunch of different technologies. And there's different technologies for different industries. The specific technology that Woodchuck uses is image recognition. And image recognition is not a new technology. Image recognition has been around for quite a while. Healthcare has been using it with great success for years. Manufacturing has been using it for air identification for years. So what Woodchuck is doing is we're really taking existing AI technology and applying it to a new vertical. But AI is in every industry. It's in every digital product. And AI really drives efficiencies. AI is fantastic at taking over any repetitive task, anything that you need to do over and over and over, 10 times a day, 100 times a day. There's no reason for a human being to do that anymore. AI can take over all of those repetitive tasks. And that can free up your human beings, your team, your employees, to do higher level thinking, to do complex problems. So I really view AI as a force multiplier. And I think one of the most obvious examples is software development. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if you were developing a piece of software, you might have a team of 3 or 5 developers. So you had one lead and 2, 3, or 4 developers that are working under them, and they're building one piece of software together. So a team of 5 building one software project. Today, you can take that same team of 5 developers, separate them, and give them each a team of agentic AI. And each one of them can build a separate software product. So now instead of having one team building one software product, you have 5 teams building 5 software products with the exact same headcount, with the same number of people. So I don't view this as a way to reduce headcount, to let people go. I view this as a way to increase the capacity of your teams, really a force multiplier. And I think that there are different examples in almost every industry, but you can do it over and over and over. And I know the big fear is, AI is going to take all of these jobs. But historically, look at new technologies. Pick whichever new technology you want and look at it. Every single time a big leap forward comes, people get scared and they think they're going to lose jobs. And the reality is some of those old jobs will disappear. But every time the new technology generates more better jobs than existed under the old technology. I mean, think about calculators. When just a calculator came out, like the American Teachers Association went crazy. American kids won't know how to do math anymore. This is terrible. Today, you can't take an upper level math class in high school or in college without a calculator. It's absolutely essential. You have to have it, right? So now you can't even imagine being a math major without a calculator. And it's created so many new jobs. And that just, again, that pattern repeats every time. And I think we're going to see the exact same thing with AI. I just read a really interesting article yesterday. A bunch of major leading American companies are saying that AI is actually increasing their hiring at entry-level positions because they can hire a new employee, pair that new employee with agentic AI, and they can train that employee much faster. They get up to speed faster. They start delivering value faster through the power of AI. So yeah, AI it's brand new and we're all learning about it. But the power to be a force multiplier, to increase productivity, to increase output is absolutely there if you're using it and applying it correctly.
Best marketing practices. From your point of view, what are the best marketing practices for the highest ROI?
So I'll tell you, we took a pretty interesting approach at Woodchuck. So when we launched Woodchuck, we were this little teeny startup company. And we're in this area of, hey, let's divert waste and turn it into energy. And so really it's bioenergy, or it's energy based on biomass. Most people don't even know what that is. They've never heard of it. And so we said, look, let's not spend a bunch of money on marketing and advertising. Let's create what we call an awareness campaign. And so I started writing articles about biomass and about waste recovery and about material recovery. And I started publishing those articles in whoever would publish us, right? Manufacturing magazines, construction magazines, sustainability magazines. Fast Company has been a great partner. They've published a ton of my articles. And then after a little while, actually I had a publisher reach out and say, hey, I love all this content you're putting out there. If you really want to educate people and you really want to position Woodchuck as a leader in this field, you need to write a book. And we think you already have written a book. With all of these articles, you have enough content to put together a book. And that became the very first book that we published. It was called Unleashing Abundant Energy. And it did really well. It became an Amazon bestseller on day one. It did really well. And it did drive a ton of awareness. All of a sudden, we had big companies reaching out and calling us. This little teeny startup, and these big companies are calling us. So the campaign worked really well. So we started writing more articles, published the book you see over my shoulder there is Hyperscale. That's actually the fourth book that we've now published. And Hyperscale really digs in to the exact subject you and I were just talking about. AI data centers, the huge demand on energy. And the argument that I make is that AI and the development of AI is really driving the next great expansion of global energy capacity. So that's what the book is about. And it's really been, I would say, an amazing hack to drive huge awareness to a little teeny company. So if you look at Woodchuck and if you looked at our finances, we don't spend much money on marketing. We spend, a much smaller percentage than other companies like ourselves, but we have outsized awareness because of this article and book campaign. And then our newest addition to that, we just launched actually this week 2 new television shows. And the television shows are on Now Media TV. The first show is called Abundant Energy, and it talks about everything energy, energy demand, energy sources. And the concept is, let's have an informed discussion about what are our real energy choices. Do we want to look at solar, wind, oil, liquid natural gas, geothermal, hydro, biomass? What are the real costs and what's the real availability of all of these energy sources? What about nuclear fission? What about nuclear fusion? How do those fit into this package? What are our realistic choices? So we as a community, as a culture, as companies and leaders can make informed, pragmatic decisions about our energy and the sources of energy. So that's the first show, Abundant Energy. The second show is called Infinite Future. And Infinite Future is really a celebration or a parade of innovators and entrepreneurs, pioneers that are really building new technologies and breaking ground that's going to lead to an infinite future. So I'm really excited about both shows. If any of your listeners are pioneers or builders or startups and you think you guys are making an oversized impact, reach out to me or go to Now Media TV and apply to be a featured guest on the show. Would love to have you apply. So that's our marketing hack. We think it's working great. So that's our marketing hack.
I like this. These are great insights. Leadership. How would you define leadership? And what are the great leadership qualities a good leader must have?
I think a great leader enables their team to achieve more. I think, there's the old saying, surround yourself with people that are smarter than you are. I've succeeded greatly in that at Woodchuck. I'm surrounded by a lot of really smart people that are fantastic. And then I think your job or my job as the leader is to make sure that my team has the things that they need to succeed. They have the freedom, they have the tools, they have the resources that they need in order to be really successful. I think the other part of it is something we touched on earlier, which is always have a learning mindset. Recognize that there are always people that know more about almost every subject. And if you can find them and you can learn from them, if you can identify new technologies early on, technologies that can improve your processes or improve your own internal technology stack, and you can drive more efficiencies when you're within your business and you can provide more value to your clients, you should always proactively be looking for these improvements. And I would say build a culture within your company, within your organization, that celebrates new ideas, that celebrates that learning culture, and look at ideas from everybody, right? Ideas certainly don't need to come from the C-suite. You can get fantastic ideas from your BD team that's out there talking to your customers every day. The accounting team may come up with a great idea that can really provide some financial improvements. Everybody on your team has the potential to bring a new idea that can drive improvement. So build a culture that welcomes new ideas, welcomes challenging the status quo, and I think that will lead to future success. It'll keep you out of the rut of the way we've always done things.
Role models. Have you had any role models, any mentors who help you shape your career journey over the years?
I've been really fortunate. I've had so many great people that I've gotten to work with over the years, people that have hired me and given me a chance, and people that have mentored me. I went to Claremont McKenna College, and I'm still really involved with the school, and I still interact a lot with a lot of the professors there. And actually, every time I write a book, I send it to a couple of my old professors, and they read it and give me notes and improve it. So that's been great for me. One of my early breaks was I got hired by ZenDrive, and Pankaj Resboot and Jonathan Mattis were the founders of that, and really great technology minds and really great startup founders, and I learned so much from them. And then really when we launched Woodchuck, I got involved with Alloy Partners. Alloy Partners is a startup studio, and they really provide tremendous support to startups. So Elliot Parker is the CEO of Alloy Partners. And then Lisa Mitchell, the general manager that actually recruited me. And anytime I get stuck and I don't know what to do, I call Lisa. And one of my mantras is, do whatever Lisa says, because she's always right. And I honestly, I could go on and on. I've been incredibly fortunate to work with lots of great leaders and lots of people that have given me a chance.
If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us today?
Mistakes are going to happen. Problems are going to come up. You don't know what they are, but something will always go wrong. And you need to be prepared for something to go wrong. You need to plan on something to go wrong. You cannot be surprised at, oh my goodness, this didn't. That if you get surprised that something went wrong, that's the problem. Projects get delayed, budgets get cut, people get sick, delays happen. All these things happen. Things break, right? In our world, we might have a snowstorm and a bunch of our cameras get blown over and aren't functioning. You need to anticipate problems, and more than anticipate problems, you need to plan for when problems occur so that you have a response plan, you have a margin of error to cover yourselves. I think so many startups, they don't plan for those problems. And so when they have one of those big delays, all of a sudden they're in a cash crunch and they're in trouble, right? So don't let that happen to you. Absolutely plan for problems to come, because they're going to come.
We have a little tradition in the American Business Podcast. I have a question for you coming from our previous guest. And after that, I'll ask you to leave me a question. I'll take your question and ask our coming guest in our next episode. And the question coming from our previous guest is, what is going on in your industry today that you could not have predicted 5 years ago?
That's a great question. And I think that the answer is, I don't think anybody really thought we would see this massive surge in AI data center construction and utility footprint that is required to do that, and the strain that would put on our power grids. We should have anticipated that, but I don't think anybody did. And I wouldn't say necessarily we're surprised by it, but I would say we aren't completely prepared for it. The good news is there's a lot of really smart people that are working on innovations and working on this problem every day. Mm-hmm. So we will come through this. And I actually think at the end of the day, AI, one of the benefits will be it will have driven this massive increase in global energy capacity. But right now, today, we're kind of in that energy crunch where there's more demand for AI and AI data centers than we can provide immediately. It's going to take time to catch up. So I think the surge in AI demand, and the infrastructure to support it, I think that's been a surprise at how fast that's exploded.
And what is your question for the next guest?
So my question for the next guest would be, what is the technology or the new company that no one's worried about today that they should be worried about? Who's coming after your clients? And what are you going to do to protect yourself?
I love this question. I'll make sure to ask it in the coming episode in the American Business Podcast. In this part of the episode in the American Business Podcast, is there any question that you would like to ask me?
How did you get into this? How did you launch the American Business Podcast? I mean, I think it's a really cool format, and I like all the different additional layers of services you built on. How did you get started? Where did this come from?
Yes, I love this question. Well, I personally love podcasts in general. I find them to be a resource for learning and educating myself. And I've been watching for years, and I've been also watching business podcasts naturally. And I couldn't find anything like the American Business Podcast. I mean, they were either so niche, or some of them they talk about economics, business a little bit, and then they always shifted to politics. So I couldn't find the one that I wanted to watch. Then I was like, hey, why don't I start one then? So it took me about 2 years to make this research. I mean, observing and trying to understand. I mean, technology business fundamentally business software, but by education, I'm a marketer, so I always look for position in a product, trying to see what is missing in the marketplace. It's just so natural for me. So during that time, I was watching, learning, trying to see what is missing, and then I just created what is missing in the marketplace. So there is no other podcast right now in terms of being educational, informative, non-political. So we have a variety of business subjects that we cover, and this curiosity to podcasts and learning. I mean, I really appreciate what you mentioned earlier, having that learning mindset, having that open mind to learn, to listen, and to follow new technologies. I appreciate it too. And I applied this to podcast world, and then that's the result of it. But so far it's been a great journey. Also, once we start the podcast grew. In the first 6 months, we passed 100,000 YouTube subscribers. We received YouTube Silver Award. Now we are getting close to 200,000 YouTube subscribers. And when we are growing this business community, also we listen to them to learn, to see what they are expecting, what do they want. And then they've been asking me about creating a platform to help businesses connect. Hence, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCCI, was born. That request came from our own business community. Now we started 3 weeks ago. We already have paid members. We have 13 committees, 5 regional chapters within 3 weeks. So these are all great signs that it's going to be a great addition to the American business and business, and then American economy in general. So that's been a great journey so far.
Well, congratulations. That's fantastic. You certainly run a good podcast. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for this compliment. Well, okay. What is your career advice for the next generation professionals?
Some of the things we've always talked about, right? Be in the mindset of being a continual learner. And you don't always know what's coming next. In fact, if you think you do, you're probably wrong. So make choices that keep your options open. Make choices that increase your knowledge and increase your skill set that can be applied across multiple different areas to keep those options open. Because again, you don't really know what's coming next. Life is just going to happen. So I think the best way to prepare for that is be a continual learner, be a thirsty learner. Read more books, listen to more podcasts, listen to the American Business Podcast, and be ready for whatever comes next.
I appreciate this. Thank you very much. Well, for those who like to continue this conversation, you have a fascinating company, great concept, and great mindset. That is also for sure, hence the great position of the company. For those who like to continue this conversation, what is the best way that they can be in touch with you, learn about more about your organization, and also be in touch with you?
So Woodchuck is available online, woodchuck.ai. Come and check us out. It's a pretty informative website. If you're interested in Hyperscale or any of my books, they're all available on Amazon. Just go to amazon.com and look up Hyperscale or look up Todd Thomas. And if you'd like to hear me talk more and meet some really interesting guests, you can now jump onto Now Media TV and watch our Abundant Energy and Infinite Future TV shows.
This is great. Well, it's been a great interview. You shared a lot of professional insights, a lot of professional wisdom. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for being with us today in your busy schedule, Todd. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure, and I wish you a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to our listeners and to our viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I liked it very much. I learned something new. As I always say, there is always something new to learn in each The American Business Podcast episode. And this was one of them. And what do you think about sustainability? What do you think about AI? Share your thoughts in the chat box, in the comment box. We love to hear from you. We also like you to join the conversation. And let's talk about these important subjects, popular subjects in the American Business Podcast. Also, as I mentioned during the episode, we started America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, AVCCI, powered by the American Business Podcast. This is America's first digital-first, national, and media-powered Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This is for America. This is for business community. And our mission is to support, promote, uplift, and connect American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the business community. That's a great mission, and we are ready to deliver it. Within 3 weeks, we already have paid members. We have 13 active committees. We have 5 regional chapters in AVCCI, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. If you are in business, and if you like to build your business relationships, join us. Join AVCCI. Go to avcci.us, learn more about AVCCI, our mission, our committees, chapters, our public speakers club. Also, we have a nonprofit directory. Please review these. And soon we are starting exclusive executive business book club. It is also coming up too. So AVCCI, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is full of knowledge, connection for you to improve yourself as a professional, as a business, and make connections to grow your business. Looking forward to having you in AVCCI. And we'll be right back after a short break. Thank you very much. Would you like to listen to music during your work time? We are here to help. We created ABP Office Music Pod, powered by the American Business Podcast. ABP Office Music Pod is for you, the working professional. You can enjoy jazz, lo-fi, smooth jazz, classic music, and more during your work time. We keep the music positive and energetic. You can go to the YouTube channel of the American Business Podcast, or you can scan this QR code and start listening right away. There is more coming in the American Business Podcast, and this is one of them. Enjoy ABP Office Music Pod during your work time, and thank you very much for your support. Support for the show comes from Yelp. You know, I've been talking to more than 100 business owners in the American Business Podcast. Do you know the biggest problem for small businesses nowadays? It is visibility. That is why you should sign up and list your business on Yelp for Business. I have the QR code on the screen, and when you scan the QR code, the form will show up on your screen and you can sign up on the registration form. It comes with free trial with no obligation. Make it easy for your customers to find you. Do you know there are more than 70 million customers visiting Yelp website looking for services from businesses just like yours? Restaurants, home services, professional services, and many other businesses are being searched on Yelp on daily basis. That's a great opportunity. If you list your business on Yelp, you'll be findable, searchable, and you'll be visible. When you are visible, when your customers are able to find you, you're in business. You can get opportunities, you can get leads, you can build a healthy and profitable pipeline. Consider Yelp for business. Scan the QR code, sign up, and start your free trial. It comes with free trial. Very comfortable, no obligation. List your business and start getting the results and enjoy the benefits of Yelp Business. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. Reddit has more than 400 million weekly visitors. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable. Reddit is the number one source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on. When you spend $500, you'll get $500 in ad credit from Reddit. True story. I am a Reddit user. Anytime I need feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit. I get the real answers, real feedback from real people, from Reddit communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising for your business. Get the visibility for your company, your products and services. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Anywhere Apps by Kirk Consulting, now Cherry Baker. It is time to digitize and automate your business processes. Anywhere Apps designed for small and mid-sized companies as well as enterprise-level companies to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I'd like to talk about one of the Anywhere apps that's very popular in the US. It is called Nonprofit Management Anywhere. If you are a nonprofit and you like to manage your donations, volunteers, fundraising events, your grants, and other documents for compliance and operational purposes, consider Nonprofit Management Anywhere. It is a completely cloud service. You can start using it today with no need for local installation on your server or on your local laptop and computers. It is user-friendly and it's easy to deploy, and you can start using it today. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and you can learn more about Anywhere apps, including Nonprofit Management Anywhere. Well, there is more. If you'd like to talk to me directly about Anywhere apps, you can just send me an email directly, kevin@kirkconsulting.com. Anywhere apps are modern, they are easy to use, they are affordable, practical, and more importantly, that's designed for you to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Scan the QR code or just send me a direct email, kevin@kirkconsulting.com. Thank you for your support. Would you like to start your business podcast? We are here to help. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I am the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. When we started the American Business Podcast on February 28, 2025, we had only one mission in mind: to promote, support, and uplift American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the American business community. Within our first 6 months, we managed to pass 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and we received YouTube Silver Award. This is an important award. It shows our dedication to American business and to the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and American Business Podcast community. Now you can have your own branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. You can promote your company, your products, your services, and you'll have instant visibility in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and followers. You can promote your company, your products and services. You can educate and inspire businesses and individuals. more importantly, you can tell your story, your brand story. How did you get started? What makes you different? And how you are helping your customers and communities. As you know, in the American Business Podcast, I've been talking to more than 100 American businesses. Each business has a story that is inspiring and motivational. I know your business also has a great story which is motivational and inspiring. It is time for you to have your business podcast within the American Business Podcast Network. We help you start your business podcast and we help you grow your business. This is a great opportunity for you to be visible in the marketplace in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers and subscribers. And this is a great opportunity for us to fulfill our mission to promote, support, and uplift American businesses. Please send us an email and let's get the conversation started. It is PAAS@americanpodcast.tv. Business podcasting as a service. Powered by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast is America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, working with you, and help you grow your business with your new business podcast. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from YZ. At the American Business Podcast, we always talk about continuous improvement and professional development. That is why we partner with YZ, trust the nation's largest network for tutoring. YZ helps you find the tutor that you need in many different subjects: chemistry, computer, foreign languages, geometry, English, music, physics, reading, SAT, science, and many more. I have the QR code on the screen that you can sign up and start searching for tutors and enjoy the learning experience and continuous improvement as we always talk about in the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up for YZ today. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Invicta watches. Invicta watches are known for their stylish design for men, women, as well as for unisex watches. When you scan the QR code on the screen, it will take to their online store and you can start shopping right away. When you go to the Invicta store website, you'll see watches in different collections for men, for women, different colors, different designs, as well as different sizes. There are hundreds of watches that you can see and you can pick from. Because it's end of the year, you'll also enjoy the benefits of their end of the year promotions and discounts. True story, I'm an Invicta fan. I've been using Invicta for many years. I have more than 10 Invicta watches in my wardrobe. This is one of them that I like. The style is pretty cool. I use these pretty much weekly basis. I have another one that I use on my wrist. This one is pretty cool. This one is called Shutter. I can change the face just by turning the buttons, and I can have different style of watches pretty much every day. Because it's pretty business looking, I can actually wear this with my business outfit as well. Please scan the QR code and start shopping today. I'm sure you'll like Invicta watches. They have great styles and different colors as well as different technologies such as quartz, mechanical, automatic, and other watches are also available for your liking and for your choice. Please scan the QR code and start shopping today. Thank you very much for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Just Answer. Real help from real experts 24/7. Experts such as lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, computer technicians, home improvement experts, mechanics, personal tax experts, computer technicians, and many other experts are available for you 24/7 on Just Answer. You'll get your answers anytime, during the day, during the night, 24/7, and you'll get your answers from reliable sources. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can sign up for Just Answer. The answers you need at a price that is right. Scan the QR code and sign up for Just Answer today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast, as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb, next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming the American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.